Running Man. I'm on
Ooh,
Vice.com, so it's the kind of
sounds fun. Anyways, we
well,
are
that's
now
that.
live with the stream.
All right. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm a
Yeah,
noob and he's an expert. Come join us.
I am just gonna change the game really quick.
Got
There we go. Hearts of Iron 4.
a curtain. Democratic regime. September 1937. Ruling party Labor. They are the
Exactly.
straight. Go ahead, Brian.
I want to say, anyways, I want to welcome everyone to uh, our new series for philosophy gamers. Albert's Mechzahn's a bit new to this game, so I'll be teaching my good friend AJ some of the nuances to it, and probably learning more things myself because every playthrough I learn something new.
Can I ask a really basic question
Of course.
about geometry that apparently I didn't realize until the first time until right now? Is Japan still the same size and shape as it is in this game, or has it been reduced to just the main island since
J-
World War II?
Japan. Are you talking
Because I
about the fact
never
that they have
realized
the
how
fact?
much mainland.
Are you talking about the fact that they have Korea right now and
Well,
part of
right now
China?
I see Japan, right, which
Yes.
tend to think of as this series of islands right here, right? But
Yes.
then I see this huge chunk into China right now.
They had
Makes
that from 1914 till 1945.
so then they no longer have all of that.
No, no. That peninsula that's coming out, that's North and South Korea. And the rest
Ah,
of
okay.
that is, this is 1936.
North and South Korea. Oh wow, I didn't realize where those are. I totally thought that was more south of China. How weird.
And also, you can tell that they have right now, they have Taiwan.
Oh, I've never felt so stupid. No, it's good though. It's a good stupid.
Yeah,
It's the
no,
kind of
it's
stupid
amazing
that
to
makes
see
you feel
how
more educated
much,
at the end.
like, Pakistan doesn't exist.
Yeah,
And, obviously,
Iran,
Africa is very simple right now.
Turkey.
Yeah. And
Those
there's
are pretty
no Jordan, Lebanon, Syria. There's none of that right now.
yeah.
All in and obviously Europe got heavily changed.
So Israel is at that little tail end in Iran, right?
You can actually kind of see where Israel is if you zoom into where
France's?
right above Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is
Between
that where
France,
France?
it's a little bit of France. Most of it's actually Great Britain.
Interesting.
Because you
I
can see
see.
if you zoom
I
in, you can
see.
see an airport and a port, and that's like Jerusalem and stuff like right in that
Oh
area.
wow, the zoom-in map is really nice.
Yeah, when you pick a
Yeah.
country, when you pick a country, we can zoom in closer.
Yeah.
Then you can really like see the nuance of the city names.
I also didn't realize how much of Africa belonged to France.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
this is where the colonialism starts falling apart
Well, it makes
after
sense.
World War II.
Everybody thought it was like the thing to do. Like you don't even know France, United States, and Britain. I mean, especially Britain. They've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah,
You should really subjugate a country, and France was like, okay, I guess.
no, France
And
was pretty aggressive about it, and also Belgium has the Belgian Congo right there. Portugal has a lot of place.
to be fair, we have like.
Spain's small now.
I mean, I'm not trying to like gloss over that whole amazing dictator they had who was a world conqueror in his own right. Who, by the way, wasn't even that short of a fella.
Who are you talking
Turns
to?
out
Oh, Napoleon.
Napoleon. He was like 5'8" or 5'7.5", which actually makes
Yeah,
him taller on average than most men in the
that was
world.
his propaganda.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to picking countries, what are we doing?
Anyways, we did discuss before that you
Yeah.
wanted to play as Australia.
I thought it was kind of cool because of landmass, but am I going to be super penalized by picking a country that's not terribly militaristic?
It just means a lot of the countries actually are not that built up at this
Ah,
point because we're
okay, good.
starting in 1936.
Does Australia have good resources?
They have some. I can't remember. A lot of it you can trade for. I think it's just they have low factories to start. Like they're definitely a support group.
Yeah, I really don't want to do. I mean, as a Russian Jew, I kind of want to avoid the Soviet Union. I feel like most of my family had to. Done it. Okay.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so
Australia
I will enjoy. I will also be part of the local area, if you will.
the British Raj.
I will play as the British Raj. Not only is it because you're already defaulted into As Australia, you
Mm-hmm.
are already kind of brought into like the Allies as just part of Australia because you're still part of the British Empire essentially,
Yeah.
and the British Raj obviously is, and also in the
Mm-hmm.
same area. And New
Mm-hmm.
Zealand's just too weak. It wouldn't be any fun
Okay.
because
All good.
exactly. So I'll play British Raj.
Okay.
And then the other thing to note is the difficulty. We're going to leave it on regular. And down the road, it actually would be kind of fun to possibly play a cooperative game.
Oh.
Just because if we played one of the big countries, then we could fight the fronts, at once. If we were the Soviets, we
Uh,
could have one
Soviets.
one person
We should do the
controlling.
Soviets or America,
Yeah, I'm saying like
North America.
exactly
Huh.
because like United States, if that would make sense to do that cooperative, because then you can have, one person do the Pacific theater, one person do the Atlantic theater,
Mm-hmm.
and you wouldn't have to pause that much.
Okay. Well,
And
that sounds
because
good.
the cooperative basically control the same country.
Okay. Well, I'm good.
Yep. Also, so I'm gonna start it off, and we can't play Iron Man mode. The
Yep.
last question before we start for you, my good man,
Hmm.
is: are we doing this historical focus, or are we letting things get a little bit more random and let the computer kind of pick and choose?
I feel like for the first game together, we should do the historical focus because it
Okay,
sounds like it's got a little bit of a. It'll give us a little bit of a hedge, a little
because
bit of an idea.
we know what's going to happen
Yeah. Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
There's still there is still a bit variance to it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we're starting. Um, and
Whoa.
as the game
Sounds.
once the game gets rolling, there's a few things we can do to kind of play with the way that the world happens,
Mhm.
and I hope we do these because they're kind of fun.
Well, I like that I get to start off at a country and then like I guess for the first couple of years we're just building, right? We're not really at war
Yeah.
yet.
Well, we're not at war yet. I'm waiting to start once you're good.
It says it's loading graphics.
Yep, yep.
Okay, here we
That's,
go. Okay.
so
Um,
I'm gonna leave it paused.
thank you. Okay.
So basically, what I want you to do for your research, we're just gonna look through that line. Is you won't have too many research. You'll have 2 or 3 slots probably.
Okay.
The
Okay.
most important one to do is to go into engineering.
Okay, let's see. Where is it? Research, diplomacy. Go into research first.
Yeah, you can see like you have like
Okay.
the active things on top that
Select
we're gonna go through.
technology tree.
Yep,
Okay.
and we're gonna go into engineering, which is one of the red ones on the far right.
Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff. Okay. Engineering. Okay.
And then you'll see electronic engineering, and it'll have a picture of like a little old cathode
Cathode.
tube.
Yeah.
If you do not have that one already researched, click it. If
Research.
if you do, we're going to go with
Don't.
mechanical computing, which is
I
what.
didn't have it, so I'm
Okay.
getting it. And then what's the second one?
And then the second technology, I tend to either go with production, go to
Industry? Yeah.
and there's either construction or production. You can kind of choose which one you want to do.
Uh, let's see. Construction speed by plus 10% or production efficiency cap by plus 5%.
The reason that I like to go with production sometimes is because it gets me into concentrated industry or into dispersed industry, depending on which country you're playing.
You mean basic machine tools?
Yeah, basic machine tools is because it opens up the industry,
Yeah.
the 2 industry tiers.
Okay, got it. So those two are getting started. Let's see. No national focus. Let's do that first.
Yep, and then we're gonna go with national focus. And for me, I tend to figure out which one leads me to the extra research slots
Okay, I already found one.
because I really
see,
like those research
I'm
slots.
I'm looking around. I only found one branch that seems to offer it, and it's industrial effort.
Yep, yep. There should be
Okay.
one. Do you have an army, aviation, naval, industrial, political effort one?
I just backed out of it. 'Cause I already
Okay.
got it started.
What you do
am I
is you
doing?
click on your flag,
Okay. Like our flag. Okay.
and then you select a national. Then you click on your focus. I just want to see if you have the same tree as I do. I think we have
I have
the
army effort. Let me read you. I have army effort, avian effort, naval effort,
industrial, and then political.
Clever. I have industrial and political. Yeah.
Okay, we have the same tree. We have what's basically for all the non-major player countries
Yeah.
have this generic tree, and each special country that has like either something historical happened or is a major
Mm-hmm.
player.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spain has one because of its civil war and stuff, and some of the other countries have nuanced ones,
Okay.
like the ones for the I think like the all the Scandinavian countries have someone that's a little tweaked towards them.
Hmm.
So I do like to do the industrial effort and
Mm-hmm.
just go straight down to the extra research trees.
That
Just,
sounds good to me. It's like with Stellaris about getting the bonuses to research speed across the map,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Smart. No,
And
that's what
then
I'm doing right now with I'm playing a match with Jesus and Mitchell, and I'm the size of both of their empires combined plus another empire
damn
because you've taught me really well. I've gotten
good,
really
good.
industrious. Anyway, okay,
Also, and there is a fifth technology thing, but we have to be at war to get that one, and that one's
okay,
buried deep underneath political effort.
okay.
There's two other things I want to point out in this. There's two symbols that you need to notice. There's sometimes a red exclamation point between two green arrows, and that's an either or choice. So if you
I
pick
don't
one, you can't do the other one.
I don't see that yet, but where's an example of
Like
that in
say
menus?
underneath aviation effort.
Okay, so go back to political.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I see. I see it. I
So
see it.
like
So you have to pick
you
either
can either
or.
do fighter or bomber. You can't do
Oh,
both.
this is neat, Brian. I like
Yep.
this.
So that comes into play, and then there's some of them with the dotted lines, and with the dotted lines you need just one of them. Because if
Okay.
it's solid, you need all the above.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, I see what you're saying. So, like, Avian Effort 2 has dotted lines coming from fighter and bomber, so I only need one in order to
Yep.
be able to
Yep.
qualify it.
But like say
Okay.
rocket effect, you need industrial effort. That's plus aviation effort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty neat.
Yep. Yep. So just so you know,
Okay.
those like some of how this cool stuff works.
Let's I have four more things left. Let's see, I have low manpower, free dockyards, free military factories, and free civilian
Okay,
factories.
let's do free civilian factories first.
Okay. This I did not understand the tutorial. This
Okay.
really went over my head.
So you'll see the constructions tab popped up, which is the crane. If you
Mhm.
ever need to get back to it on top constructions. So
Okay.
there's a yellow orange factory, and you click it,
Mhm.
and that's civilian factories, and it'll change your map to greens.
Let's
And there'll be
see.
possibly some blues.
I see on the right side. There's a tab, state buildings, right? Or
Um,
do I go to the? Oh, I see. There's a thing with looks like an iron eye bar,
with
I
the
beam.
orange factory above it,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now I see it. Okay.
Click
Yes.
click that, and your
Okay.
map will change.
It did. I
And then
recognize this from once again Stellaris. This is pretty funny. Actually.
exactly, there's a
Okay.
lot, some design crossovers.
No, it's good. It makes this game actually a lot more approachable for me. Okay.
Yeah. Now,
But
civilian factories are incredibly important to this game.
okay.
It's your backbone for making weapons factories, and also
Okay.
for making radars and everything else, and repairing.
Well, I see all kinds of sections that are already filled and a bunch
Yeah.
of sections that are totally empty.
Exactly. So let's find one that's like 0 or basically one with like 4 or 5 slots to it.
I found one that's 1 out of 4.
Okay, yeah. So just
Okay.
shift click it, and that'll
Okay.
max it out. Like I'm shift clicking
Oh,
a 5, a 4.
well, that's freaking easy. Should I do it across the board everywhere?
No. Basically,
No.
you're gonna pick a few spots to do this.
Okay. Well,
Um,
so right now I'm doing that one area, so it's +3, right?
Mhm.
Which puts me at maxed out. Puts me at 11.
Okay. So right now I put in 9, 13, 16. I put in 16 factories.
Okay.
As you notice that it says like it'll say like blank out of 15 factories working on something.
Mm-hmm.
When that finishes, that factory will go towards it. And so basically, towards the end of the game, you want to have like 100 factories so you can have, like 10 to 15 slots going at max capacity, building stuff when you need it.
You want how many going at once?
As many as you can get, honestly. Like the big countries should have over 100 civilian factories.
Okay. Well, right now it looks like I don't even have enough slots for 100, but
No,
you
no,
said
no,
it
no.
increases.
Yeah, basically, I have 9 out of 15 right now.
Okay, I have 11 out of 11 with the construction building.
No,
right now.
Like when in the top slot, it'll say like blank out of 15. You see what I'm saying? Where it's being built.
Well, because right now it's mine. You mean next to the orange symbol?
Yeah.
It says 11 out of 11.
Really? You can't max your max factories is 15? Is not 15?
No, it just says 11.
That's I'm not sure what you're looking at.
Oh, max factories. Yeah, 6 out of 15 is what it says.
Okay, there we go. So we need that like that out of that 15 thing. So
Yeah.
you want to have at least like 5 of those slots by 1939.
Should I keep building more factories until that's filled up to 15?
It no that not that 6 is shows you how many active factories you have.
Oh, okay.
That's why we're building more to kit to increase that amount.
Should I go up to 15?
Sure, you can put 15 in production. That's a good idea.
Okay. Let me okay, so that's 1
Hmm.
and then it's um okay, that's it. Okay, I'm jumping out of
I
that.
do not have very much military.
Okay,
I
3
might.
military factories.
Okay, that right now you should have basically infantry and equipment being built. That's the
Yes.
most basic thing.
Yeah.
In addition to that, you
So
should
should I click on the build infantry and artillery equipment a couple of times?
um
It says I have 1 out of 4 military factories.
1 out of 4. Oh, I only have 2. Nice. I would put 2 or 3 in there, and then you should do a couple. You should click on top where it says it shows like a helmet over an artillery piece and a plus sign.
I did. That's what I did. I added 2
Yeah.
more. So I have 3 in there right now.
Yep. And you should basically click a support equipment, put some in that production. Like
Let's
I'm
see.
just gonna preemptively kind of just start.
Well, I mean, all I have is okay. Well, I mean, okay, hold up. So you're saying I should do 1 support equipment?
You should put you should put one
Okay,
in there.
I'm maxed out now. I'm at 4 out of 4
Okay.
military factory, and then I can go to naval docks and I have 2 slots open.
Okay. Cool. I have 1 slot
Okay.
open, and
And I
I'm gonna
should
start building
build
convoys.
convoy. I can build a lot at the beginning of the game. Is that normal?
How many naval dockyards do you have?
I have 2.
Nice.
I can build 2, but I mean, I have like a full suite of things I can pick from. Is that normal?
Yeah.
In the beginning. So what should I build? You said 1 convoy.
I would say at least 1 convoy.
What?
Because how many convoys do you have? Do you know where
None,
to look?
to my knowledge. I have no idea.
On the very top middle, you'll see like 3 different stars with zeros next to them, and you'll see
Oh.
a ship, and it'll have a
I have
number next to it.
100, and it says you have a total. We have 100 convoys.
I only have 20. So, also with the purposes of the when you're picking factories, if you have some in production, or if you're conquering territory and you don't want to keep coming back to the screen, you can
Yeah.
click beyond what you're capable of, and it'll put a black outline of the dockyards or the factories, and as they come in, they'll be filled in.
Nice. Should I build a destroyer, a light cruiser, a heavy cruiser, a submarine?
Usually I find submarines and destroyers to be pretty good if you're not a
It's
big
up.
naval power.
Yeah.
If you want to try to crank out one nice battleship before the war breaks out, that's always fun too, because
Okay.
those can take a while.
It says I have no template. You need more XP before you can create a template to include your equipment.
Oh, that means you're trying to customize the ship.
It says pointing out the support equipment as the example. It
Um,
says you need more XP before you can create a template and include your equipment. Equipment being produced without a template. Support equipment.
okay, okay, that's what that is.
So get rid of it. Replace
that-
it with artillery or another weapons infantry.
I think just put more factors in infantry for right now.
Oh, so do infantry. Okay.
Yeah, because we don't have any army experience.
All right.
and
Next,
what-
oh, wait, I'm sorry. I need to turn the music down in the game real quick. Hold on.
Yeah,
I can
do
just
that.
listen to you. It gets me into this weird place where I'm getting swept away in the music and I'm not listening to you as much as I should. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, I'm back.
Awesome.
My attention span? What are you talking about? Okay.
I am a puppet.
It says low manpower, though. If you have very low manpower, it can lead to a situation where our divisions can no longer reinforce and fight.
Yeah, that we'll worry about later.
And also insufficient resources. It says I'm low on oil.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll teach you how to trade in a little bit. Right now, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, I'm dismissing both of those, and I'm good.
Okay, for me, I have no divisions in basic training,
Okay.
and I cannot design any divisions because I don't have any army experience, which I need to fix. So, I'm just going to click here for now. Okay, so the first order of business is all my things are gone.
Okay.
Do you understand how to make divisions and place them?
I want to say no.
Okay, so the tank with the arrow down button, we're gonna go there first.
Okay. Tank with the arrow down button. Okay.
And this is the recruit and deploy screen. You'll
Okay.
have your templates on the right, which I think you have a couple different ones because I
I
only
have two.
have. Okay,
I have two.
because I only have infantry, and I can't do any more until I get army experience.
Okay.
So what you do is you just basically if you want to make a division, you would click train. If you
Okay.
want to modify it, you would go edit. And anytime you edit division, it will ask everyone that's already deployed to edit as well and add stuff as it comes in.
So I'm just putting it in my Central Australia. Is that okay?
Yeah, for location.
Yeah. Add another unit. No, that's okay. I'm good.
And then
I'll just make one.
What's your manpower at?
I don't know how to check
The
that.
third little box up top.
It says
three guys.
19,073K.
Wow, that is low. Okay.
I figured because I'm starting off in Australia that there's going to be some negative, but I
Yeah.
figured we're working together, so maybe
Yeah.
we could make up the difference. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like I have.
It says total manpower, but it says 1.5 eligible core population available, which is 6.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I played India because I like manpower.
yeah.
I have 5.12 million eligible
nice.
out of a 350 million population.
That's cool.
Exactly.
Huh.
Like I'm currently going to try to make 5 units at a time of the infantry.
Okay.
I'll make it 6. Just because I'm going to have to go more swarm tactics.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make 3 cavalry units. Is what I'm gonna do.
Okay, cavalry's kind of weak, but they're fast. And so until you can make tanks, cavalry works. But infantry is going to be your bread and butter.
Okay. I want to make infantry too, but I'm gonna put it over in Queensland.
Yep.
And I'll parallel 3 of those as well. Okay. So making 6 in total. Okay.
And you'll notice that it'll change your demands on your production for your equipment,
Okay.
which is fine.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm going to unpause it.
Okay.
And I'm cranking it up. So basically, as the things that we're waiting on now is you'll notice the picture of like the little Greek building, or rather like the pillars of the roof on it. That's your political power, and that's slowly ticking up.
Okay.
Once that goes to 150, we can start improving our country or changing laws.
Okay.
Like that's how you go from volunteer to limited conscription, stuff like that. You can do these upgrades.
Okay.
If you click your flag, it'll pop up the screen where you buy stuff, so you can at least get an idea of what you want. And then, like sometimes if you want to change your political outlook, you can go to, you can get your silent workhorse, which is your political power gain. That's a great one if you can get a silent workhorse early on.
Seems like getting an industrial research and production
The captain of
early
industry,
game.
Captain of industry is a good one too.
Yeah.
I'm talking like those the political advisors. There's 3 slots open, but the industrial concern's good. That's your research speeds,
Okay.
or like those research and productions. That middle row is all research boosters. So those are really good to get. But for me personally, I found if you can get a silent workhorse, whatever name it is, because that's political power gain, so you get that 150 faster.
Okay.
And you really need that for some.
Okay. Say that. Repeat that one time. One more time.
Okay.
That last part. That last bit.
The political power is what we're looking at slowly tick up. Like I'm at 18 now.
But how do I increase
19.
it faster?
There's 2 advisors that can do it. Usually they're a silent
advisor.
Yeah, they're usually the silent workhorse, which is 15%, and then there's the backroom backstabber,
Oh, I see it.
which he has a 5%, and he also prevents ideology drift. Because sometimes you can be influenced by other countries and change your government can be changed.
Smooth talker or backroom backstabber, are those the 2?
No, silent workhorse. Smooth talker.
I don't see silent work. Oh, I see him.
Okay.
I see him.
Because you may or may not have one. It depends on the country.
No, I got him.
What's the
I got
smooth
him.
talker? What's your smooth talker do? Like mouse over.
Trade deal option factor goes up plus
Okay.
10%.
Yep. Nice.
Okay, political
And then you
power
can, and you
gain.
also can see like fascist demagogue, communist revolution, or democratic reformer.
Oh, what's neat about the silent workhorse? So he's all political gain,
Yep.
and the Baxter and Backstabber is very little political gain with the ideology drift defense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why the silent workhorse is almost always the best one to get early on.
yeah.
I cranked it up to the fastest right now because we're kind of just letting things take over. Um, Also, if you want to play a game as fascist America, you would want to get a fascist demagogue early on, and that would change your government.
It's very, very depressing, that idea. But yeah, I agree with
But you
that.
know what I mean, though. Or if you want to
No,
make
I do. No. I just mean
like a
like it would
communist
just.
Great Britain.
It's scary because we're always trying to fight against. I mean, really, honestly, it's kind of what's happening right now in our country is that we're kind of turning into a fascist country. We don't realize it.
Yep.
If we do, we're scared. But I think that ultimately, in the end, it's going to end up going back to the other extremes because honestly, it doesn't. Fascism never really will take hold here. There's too many cultures, which is a good thing. It protects us. There's just so many ideologies. It reminds me of that joke about Mr. Burns and how he can't get sick because of too many germs or the game speed has been lowered to let him catch mech is lagging behind. What will this mean for Spain? Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay.
national Spain's in civil war right now.
Okay.
Now, the only bad part about playing a country like we are, for me, the part that really upsets me, is we cannot send volunteers right off the bat.
Okay.
Do you understand what that means?
We can't increase our standing in the outcome of certain events.
Correct. Basically, we
Okay.
cannot, like in the Spanish Civil War right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you were, say, one of the major player countries, like
Mm-hmm.
like like Russia or Germany, you could send your troops to fight in Spain under the flag of whatever country. So
I
if
see.
you're at war, you're not at war. You can send your units in to fight, which is great because it gives you a way to do army experience, so you can customize your units.
I see.
So it's incredibly useful. But obviously we can't do it because we don't have. I don't think unless you can do it. Click the little diplomacy handshaker and
Okay.
and click on Republic in Spain.
Trying to find.
So you know where Spain is.
Oh, you mean go find Spain?
Go find Spain.
Okay. Give me a second, please.
Mm-hmm.
I do know where it is.
I figured.
And I'm looking.
You'll see Spain's kind of cut in half now.
Okay. And then how do I?
So click on the hand that now once you're hovering over Spain, click on the handshake for diplomacy. Then you click on the ground for whatever country you want to talk to.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. And do you see where it says send lend-lease and send volunteers?
Yes.
And you say we can't send volunteers because we need world tension to be at 40%, stuff like that.
Okay. So we would have been able to do more of this had we been one of the more Argent allies. I mean,
If
one
it
of the
would
more
have been,
developed
if it would have
countries.
been a non-democracy.
Okay.
So that's something kind of fun to do. When you're a big country and you're trying to gear up for the war,
Yeah.
without actually having to participate in the war.
That's an interesting system. I think it ends up working out pretty well.
Yes, I have a lot of fun with it. Because when Japan starts messing with China, that's a good way to. It's kind of a fun way to mess things up.
Wow. Yeah, Spain's in a bad shape right now.
Yep. Usually the fascists win. I played it as a Republican Spain. That's the game that you saw.
Yeah.
I went with the Republic and I ended up winning the Civil War and then conquering half the world. Because Japan, like Germany was pretty much taken over, and I was kind of just helping out and fighting where I could against the Axis.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm invading Japan. So I sent my troops way around, invaded Japan, and I got a lot of territory and a lot of. When wars happen, you basically get territory after the war's over based on your participation in the war,
Yeah.
and then it's like a point system. And then the Soviet Union decided it wanted to take Poland, which was part of the Allies, and so the Allies and the Soviets fought.
Okay, pause it real quick, Brian.
It's as low as it goes.
Oh, you can't pause it once we get
Well, I can
started.
pause it.
Okay, let's see. So my national focus just finished. So now I can do construction effort or armament effort. Let's see.
Worrying.
One building slot. One adds one civilian factory. I want to do more of the civilian side of things for a while. Okay, let's do that.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna go straight down for those 2 research slots because that's so key.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Resuming game speed.
So what's going on with those factories right now that I'm working on?
If you click the construction, you'll see that it says next. If you hovered over it,
Yeah.
it'll say like next complete at a certain time. For me, it says next complete at 1st of June, 1936.
Let's see.
And it's slowly just going through that list of factories that I've put in production.
Days until next building 187. Days of when all construction complete 708 days.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm trying.
Game speed keeps having to be lowered.
It's because of me, apparently.
Yep. But I'm not sure if that's because I'm streaming or because you're...
Shouldn't be a problem. Usually, I mean, it does sometimes slow down. But usually it's not until like 3 something in the morning, but...
Yeah. Or I don't think your game would be chugging at this point. Like, I actually had to turn graphics down at one point at the end game because there was so much going on.
Yeah.
But I don't see why we're doing that right now.
Yeah.
It paused itself. I'm watching the date line go across because you can watch like the day and night go across the Earth.
Yeah.
And
It's
if you
cute,
look
actually.
at the top and the bottom, it's curved to represent the poles.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Because it's March, so it's spring, so it favors the south. Favors the north a little bit more.
It is actually a pretty neat map system, I have to admit.
Whee, watch it go.
Okay.
Good luck, Spain. I'm not sure who. I'm pretty sure the. It's just because the fascists can send so many troops to help, and really only Russia sends troops to help the Republic in Spain.
It doesn't look good for them. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend otherwise. It's shitty for them.
No, it is. That civil war is actually really hard. It's because the troops are all kind of. The troops are kind of all like battered and ill-equipped on both sides, and then like the troops from the big countries come in and help out, and they just like slaughter the locals. Just because they're equipped, they're organized, and it just shows.
It's true.
Cranking it back up again, see how long it lasts. In the early game, it's just a lot of waiting and setting up. It's kind of...
That's okay.
It can be boring at times, but that's fine.
Once again, I keep pointing back to Stellaris. I mean, the early game isn't necessarily, balls to the walls action. It's just a lot of prep, and that's part of the game.
And part of me is real like we should have played big countries, but
do you want to stop? And now that you've given
no.
me a tutorial of how the game works, I mean, I feel like the whole point of this first game is just to get us through maybe a little bit of early combat too.
Exactly. If you want to switch up, I want to hold on to what we have.
Okay.
Because also on B side of things, British Raj turns into a beast of a powerhouse, and I really want to figure out how the hell they pull it off. So see if I can repeat it.
Okay. I am intrigued. I'm impressed.
I'm intrigued as well.
Brian, I think that's good foresight. It'd be fun to see what they do.
Exactly.
On a totally unrelated note, I am now 3 stories deep into my 7 to 10 quota of short stories before the end of next month.
Oh, nice.
Just getting them started. Right now, 2 of them are about 3 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Can you slow it down real quick for me, Brian?
Sure.
I just researched something. Okay, now I can do radio or mechanical computing.
Mechanical computing is
Computing.
nice because it's another
Research.
3% research speed.
Okay, got it. All right.
And another thing that affects research speed is what kind of export focus you have.
Yeah.
Free trade, it takes a lot of your factory outputs out, but it gives you a 10% research bonus, where the other ones, what we have right now is export focus, and that's 5%.
I want to ask if, on a completely unrelated note, I'm curious if anybody is working on a total conversion mod to make this a modern day version of this.
It already exists.
Yeah, I imagined it would happen pretty fast.
Yeah, it doesn't. The tech trees have been tweaked a little bit, but it's the modern
placement.
Yeah,
that's neat. We'll have to do that one of these nights too, because I'd be curious, because it's kind of a fun way to learn geography.
Exactly. I was watching a player do North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
It was called North Korea Best Korea. It made me think of Mitch. And he conquered South Korea pretty easily because it doesn't take into a factor what their current militaries are.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they had almost no armies, both of them, which is not true factually.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I thought was kind of funny.
It is actually. Okay.
Okay, you keep. I'm just gonna crank the speed back up to 3.
Okay.
See if it keeps up with you or not. I wonder if it's because of the streaming or not.
It keeps blaming me for it.
I know. It's basically, it's from my machine pinging yours, pinging back. So, it could be a bottleneck on my end, and it thinks your computer's going slow. Huh. It says you're at... There we go. You're almost caught up. There, now you're caught up.
Okay. Well, at least I'm at 102 as far as the political points go, so.
Nice, same here. I'm basically keeping an eye on the lag, because right now it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and it says it's like 4 for you.
It's not. It's 11 for me.
Good. It just pinged on mine that it caught up, because it paused.
Okay. Oh, it did pause.
Mm-hmm. That's a little annoying, but whatever.
I'm sure it will improve with time.
Exactly.
Maybe next time I host it or something will be easier. I don't know.
Maybe. What are you eating?
Chicken wings.
Okay. Oh, while we're waiting, let's go over a few things. Okay.
Okay.
On the right-hand side, the bottom right, you will see all the different options for views. So the default map mode is the infantry one. You can click on the strategic navy to see the sea zones. When your navies go out, and you tell them to patrol and stuff, this is the areas they will patrol. Do you have any navies built, perchance?
I actually am not sure. Let's see. I have one Australian squadron. Oh, wow. I have heavy cruisers, light cruisers, destroyers.
Yep. So you can you can click, for just an example, you can click that squadron.
Okay.
And it'll pop up with the Navy screen.
Okay, I'm there.
And then you'll see 4 buttons. It'll be like convoy rating, convoy patrol, protection, stuff like that on the top left. Okay. And you can click those and then right-click zones, and it'll make like a green hatching. Okay. And that's to show that it's doing its mission in that area.
Okay, I'm sending it to the Tasman Sea to patrol. And then... Is there any penalty to doing this?
Nope. It's basically just what it's doing, and each mission is good for different things. Okay, and a lot of times you have to have at least a small navy in a lot of areas to do transport, like sea invasions. You have to have the protection. If you're just transporting, then you don't need it.
Well, I sent them, but I don't know where they are. And I don't see them on the
ship
map.
You'll notice the ship doing like little things on the map once it gets out there. It takes a little bit of time. Okay, and finally you have the strategic air map. Yeah. Which is similar outlines.
Interesting.
And when you click on a territory, it'll say, it'll have your different fighter types. There are different fighter types and AA guns. When you click, once war starts, if you click this mode, you'll see green or red over to certain territories to show that we have air superiority or we do not.
Okay.
And that's really crucial because that gives big bonuses to the armies fighting below, especially if you have like support aircraft. And then next one is this little tiny button next to the infantry symbol. It's called supply area.
Okay.
And you'll look and you'll see like,
railroad tracks and navy, all that fun stuff.
Kind of, yeah. Basically, it shows where if it's green, all your units in there have supply.
Okay.
Later on, it becomes a bit of an issue when, if you have 50 divisions that you have in a territory, and then your ally has 50 divisions, like that's a lot of supply that has to go through that territory, and if it's not well developed with its infrastructure, then it causes issues, and then your units don't get resupplied faster, or they start to face attrition. The next button below is this, with the flag that says states. It kind of shows the different zones. Resistance is if you're occupying enemy territory, and they're starting to rise up. So that's where you know where to send some troops to put it down.
Okay.
Resource map will show, if you zoom in kind of close, you'll see like you have 28 steel in your northern territory. You have 36 tungsten in Queensland.
Oh, I need to give a commander to my navy before I can move them. Is that true?
It shouldn't be, but you could.
Okay. Maybe I didn't move them properly? Let's see. Okay, now they're patrolling. There you go. It's right click.
Okay, there we go. It's right click.
That's cool. That's neat. Okay, should I leave them out there? Is it beneficial to leave them out there, or should I put them back?
It doesn't do anything right now because we're not at war.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, so you have a little bit of resources, which is good.
Okay, that's neat.
As allies, the big thing is we have the Netherlands has almost all the rubber in the game. So when you're playing as either as communism or as the fascists, a lot of the times it's a good idea to try to get the Netherlands to join your side, or launch a coup in the one big territory called Sumatra, because then you can have access to all that rubber.
Makes sense, I suppose.
For trade, yeah. I have a decent amount of resources. A little bit of rubber, a little bit of oil, some good tungsten, steel.
I think you have a more diverse amount of equipment than I do. I don't think I have a whole lot of natural resources out here, but...
No, you don't. And a lot, when you're playing the aggressors, a lot of it's about grabbing the good resources. Diplomacy shows, your country in green, your allies in blue, unfriendlies in orange, and hostiles in red. And you can also click on different countries in diplomacy mode, and you can see this for that country.
So everybody looks blue right now.
Yeah.
For the most part, just blank.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you can see the last one is a star, and that's factions.
How do you set it to like a normal standard again? You just click on... Oh, hey, so you just click on one of the big buttons again.
Yep.
Okay.
Just default back on the person.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the fascists are slowly winning in Spain.
It's Pan's Labyrinth all over again.
Yep. I'm cranking up the speed and see how long it can hold. Just watching, because I think Ethiopia's basically fell. No, they're holding out a little bit. Kind of disappointed in Italy. Failing.
You're disappointed in Italy? What do they do?
They're not taking Ethiopia as fast as they should.
This is a kinder, more compassionate Italy.
Maybe. It's still Mussolini, Italy, though.
It's hard to imagine
That's
that.
some loud chewing, AJ. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
As you were saying?
Just it's hard to imagine that Italy went that way.
Yeah. Because they were looking for, conquest. Ethiopia was actually the only place never colonized. It was conquered for a little bit, but it was never colonized.
That's good.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool, interesting little fact about Africa.
Mm-hmm. I'm just grabbing my last 2 wings real quick, and then I won't be eating anymore.
Okay. Let's see. And we can't even send supplies to their sad face. Because one of the fun things to do is when you can send troops to either Japan or to China to help fight that war. Because it does make a difference, because if Japan gets all of China, that's a huge resource boost for Japan. And that's something they never really pulled off in real life, but if they pull it
I figured
off,
they just didn't have the population to do it.
yeah, China's just so big and they had so much rebellion.
I don't know how a country the size of Japan could ever think that it could control something the size of China. It just doesn't make any sense. Plus, isn't this like an old thing about how nobody can ever really take over China?
Yeah, even the Mongols, they took over most of China, but then they got absorbed into it.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's just the sheer that culture.
Yeah, which is kind of cool, actually.
I think so. Hold out, Madrid. Hold out. Sometimes I wonder who would win if they didn't if no one interfered in the Spanish Civil War. I'm not sure. Construction focus.
Unfortunately, because of how bitter and cruel fascism can be, and how much it plays to the nationalism and pride of a people, usually I think without outside effort, yeah, it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you slow it down real fast, Brian?
I did. We have research and upgrades.
Okay.
Ooh.
I am done with those. Let's see.
Construction 1.
Or was that you that finished? Or was that a factory?
I finished construction.
Nice.
Well, I finished research. I got construction 1 going.
Yep.
And then we got we have our national focus too.
Oh, that's what finished.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Construction effort 2.
Yep. Ooh, I'm up to 13 factories now.
Is it not? What is it?
What are you looking at?
Well, I hit start on construction effort 2, but when I go back, it's still. Oh, there it is. Okay, it just took a minute to show up. I thought it was still saying at no national focus.
It was just lagging.
I was like, wait a minute.
And our political power is getting close. We're at 141.
Okay. Now I'm about to get basic machine tools is finished. Okay. Now I can get. Let's see. I can get construction industry. I can get dispersed industry. Or I can get improved machine tools.
For my 2 cents, I find that construction, if you haven't gotten it, is good because that 10% build speed is really useful.
I think, wasn't I already working towards that right now? No, I wasn't. Okay, yeah, I'll go get it right now.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, Brian. And then I think I should. Oh, research. Okay, it's up. I should have. I'm gonna wait until it hits 150 and then I'm gonna go do a bathroom break real quick because I should be in between enough things that nothing major should happen while I'm gone. Also, what's the story with those 3 divisions I created? I don't really. They're still in that queue system.
Yep, you'll see they have to get their equipment to 100%. On if you look at it, there's two things that fill up.
Okay.
It's equipment, and
reinforcements.
And the other one is training.
Okay.
So you have to have.
They have barely that cavalry is like maybe 1/10 the way done.
Exactly, they take a while, especially when your equipment isn't full.
Okay.
And training, yeah.
So that will get faster later on. Okay.
Exactly, it's basically everything ramping up.
Okay. And then let me go back to political because we're 2 points away.
Increasing the speed a little bit.
I'll grab this real quick.
And slowing down. Cool.
Okay,
Modify government.
I'm gonna go ahead and get the silent workhorse.
As am I. And you see now we went from +1 to plus 1.3 per day.
Okay. And on that note, I will be back in probably 2 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna just end the stream and we'll resume again in a second.
Okay. Intriguing game, Brian.
Indeed.
I am, like I said, I appreciate you walking me through because honestly, this game would be are you off the stream? So I'm not cussing on the YouTube.